Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we have a brand new Tier 7 battleship. We're one step closer to having all of them. That's right, finally we have the Vanguard. Now, the King George V was not a bad ship, but the armor piercing was lackluster at best. This, sadly, is no better. But I'll get down to that. But anyway, Vanguard, beautiful ship. That's rule number one. You got to have a good looking ship and the Vanguard. I mean, despite my camo, let me go ahead and pull the camo off of it, because honestly, that camo is pretty horrendous. But yeah, not a bad looking ship. I like the ship. Now, let's get down to Commander Andrew Cunningham, of course. Inspiration Takeo Takagi for the extra HP restored, which is adding to the bonus that this thing already gets. And then armor piercing penetration from Robert Joujard. And yeah, let's just put it this way. It doesn't seem to help a whole lot. Now, we've got flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, but instead of the extra range, we have the emergency specialist, which gets our damage control faster. Something I changed up for these British battleships, just because they get the ability to recover more health. I want that, the ability to, get my damage control back faster. Now, if we go back out of that, we go into our loadout. We've got aiming systems. We've got propulsion mod. We've got target acquisition. And we've got main battery mod. So, that's good. Now, you can see I don't have it fully upgraded, but I do have the targeting system and the hull upgrade. And so let's go into the stats, shall we? 71,700 hit points with the current build. Torpedo damage reduction, 25%, just like the Iowa. You do not want to be taking torpedoes in this thing. Artillery, 381mm guns, but there's 8 of them. 2x2 in the front, 2x2 in the rear. They fire 19 kilometers, so not too bad. Reload time is very quick, 22 seconds. That's nice. I like having that reload pretty quick. It's going to come in handy in the match when you guys see it. HE shell damage. This is where this ship comes into its own, just like the King George. While it is smaller caliber than most of the battleships and the armor piercing isn't that great, the HE shell damage is pretty good, 5,800, and chance to set on fire, 38%. And that's not even us trying to do a fire build. Secondaries, not good. It only gets 16 secondaries, 4 per side. They fire 5.3 kilometers. Not good. But they're 134 millimeters instead of 127 like the Iowa. And they do a little bit more damage and have a little higher chance to set on fire. But still, secondaries in this thing, not good. AA defense, again, we don't really care about this. Maneuverability. This thing, with our current commander build, is 26.4 knots. Which isn't slow, but it's not fast either. Turning radius, 850 meters, which is better than the Iowa, but, still not great. It's not as good as the Alabama. And rudder shift time, 15.4 seconds. Seems like it's okay. Concealment. It's a battleship. There's no concealment. Let's be real. Okay, overview. Superior HE penetration. Now, these get a better penetration than the British do, which is why their HE is so damaging. Not only does it do better damage, but it pins further, so you get more damage that way. And then the greater heal, obviously, so you get the ability to repair a lot more damage on this than you do the other battleships. And the compromising is the higher caliber AP shells may overpin the armor, but may still arm depending on shell velocity. You're going to see this come into play, but not as bad thing. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, so the biggest issue that I've had with this thing, I will give it to you guys in the video. So hopefully you guys are ready. Let's get this thing underway. Alright, now, before we get down to the video, I got a few things to go over about the Vanguard. First of all, my initial reaction to the Vanguard is that it is very, very underwhelming at any sort of range. The armor piercing just isn't good at range. It tends to bounce off of broadsides of battleships, and worse than that, it'll actually shatter off the broadside of a battleship. Now, don't get me wrong, it can still get the occasional penetration, probably through the deck armor if I had to guess. So maybe you want to aim a little bit higher. These are all things, the growing pains of starting a new ship. Every ship in this game, though they are similar, are different in their own ways. So you got to figure out how each ship works. And I've played a few matches in this, and I figured out pretty early that the armor piercing in this thing is unreliable at best. So you're going to see me using a lot of armor piercing in this game. But Spartan, what did you... Look. I said it's underwhelming at range. What map are we on? We're on Estuary. Which means we gonna get up in here. Alright? So, first of all, the goods and the bads and the uglies about this ship. Like I said, the worst thing so far that I have run into with this is the armor piercing at distance. The next worst thing is, this thing doesn't get a frickin' airplane. Like, that sucks, okay? Like, you don't realize how bad that sucks until you don't have one. I don't use airplanes all the time, but when I need them, I want one. You know, I at least want to have the choice to use it. But we don't get one here. I have the hull upgrade. Usually that's the one that gives you the airplane, and unfortunately, we don't get one. So, yeah, it's not preferable. Okay, so that's bad. Bad armor piercing, bad airplane, like no airplane. Also, it doesn't turn very well in the game. Now, it's supposedly not that bad. It's not as bad as the Iowa's turning radius, but this thing really doesn't like to turn, especially at low speed. It's kind of sluggish off the line. Now, I'm not going to say this thing is sluggish until I get the propulsion mod. Or not propulsion, yeah, the propulsion mod that gives us the extra 100. I don't know. It gives us a lot of more horsepower. So this thing probably gets better. Oh, nope. Cancel the reverse. God bless America. We're gonna take a torp already. Nope, we're fine. We're fine. Really, Miyoko? Can you shoot at anybody else?
The ship is on fire.
It's fine. This ship has a ridiculous heal factor. Like, it's really, really good healing. But, unfortunately, it's also very easy to citadel the ship, or at least has been since I've been in it. You know, even with the buff, this thing seems to get citadel quite a lot when you're not angled. Now, it doesn't take a lot of angling to start bouncing shells, so that's a good thing. But look at how much healing we can do with just one heal. Now, we're waiting for it. We blew our first heal right off the bat, so don't do that. But I forgot how much you can heal, and look at this, 3 bars of my health. Wait for it. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take those back. Hey, Barton! Look at your health. Take it before you get hit. Take it all. Okay, or not, you know. Miyoko, you deserve what you get. You do. You deserve it. Now, I will warn you, cruiser players. You do not want to be... Look how much health we just started healing. That was like a quarter of our health. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The heal factor on this ship is insane. So that's good. Does it make up for not having an airplane at times? I mean, for no more than I use airplanes, I guess I'll take the extra healing. But, oh, there we get a good shot. And you can see we get two pins, 1 over pin. Not that big a deal on a Colorado that's not that far away. But we're going to creep around the corner now. There's an Iowa right across from us on the other side of this island here. And you'll see me check him right there. So I'm not about to go around the corner because you do not want to be... Oh, hello, Hipper. And now I'm looking at my teammate. My teammate is like, oh, please help me. help me. I'm in Indianapolis and there's a hipper. Help me. And I'm like, trying to find the thing that says affirmative, I'm going to come over and help you. And then I realized I got a mic. I'll just get on there and say, hey, dude, I'm going to step in front of you. I'm going to take the rounds for you. And we are going to work together and take this guy down. In theory. In theory. In practice, doesn't quite go the way I'd planned. Now, don't get me wrong. We are, in fact, going to be able to get over here and start putting holes in this hipper. But Hipper's not alone. Hipper is the exact opposite of being alone. Hipper has friends. And that's not preferable. Because all of these guys have torpedoes. Yeah, not preferable. But we now are trying to get in between this Indianapolis and these two cruisers. Because if I can take their fire away from him, he can help me kill them. And that's preferable. And then this nice destroyer comes in to set a smokescreen for us. Except, what's the problem with setting a smokescreen, guys? I don't have a freaking plane! I can't see them! I can still see the hipper, obviously, but I can't see the Attigo. And unfortunately, the armor piercing on this thing is absolutely crap. We can't even overmatch the front armor of a hipper. Like, I was fully expecting that to penetrate, and we bounced 4 rounds right off the front of him. Now, I know the hipper is a pretty heavily armored cruiser, much like the Baltimore, but seriously? 4 rounds bounced off the front, no damage whatsoever. However, he does then immediately give us a nice angle to shoot into him. And so, we're trying to swing the rear of the ship around, and I know there were torpedoes. The hipper already fired his, or maybe that was the Attigo, I don't know. There were torpedoes in the water, and there are more torpedoes in the water. I'm trying to get the ship to go forward again, and this is, again, one of those times where I don't have the propulsion, so it takes a moment. And so we are going to eat 2 torpedoes right there, and that hurts. That it could be the difference between living and dying, and oh my god, there's so many torpedoes! Luckily, I'm not an idiot, and I'm not going to continue to, you know, sail in one direction when I am close quarters fighting a bunch of cruisers that have torpedoes. Now that being said, the Indianapolis that we were so bravely stepping in front of has now sealed his own fate, because he has jumped between me and the cruisers, making himself the easiest target possible again. However, we hit the Attigo immediately. Now this hipper that we were shooting at earlier and took all of his health is like, this is a Miyoko, sorry. Miyoko is like, we are going to kill this guy. And I'm like, no, you're not. You just failed miserably with those torpedoes, and you're giving me a very good angle to Citadel the ever-living crap out of you. Luckily for him, we overpinned the first time. We didn't overpin the next time. And now the New Orleans is like, please, we gotta kill this guy. He is wiping out our entire team. Maybe I'll pull out in front of him with a decent angle and pray to God that his 381mm guns don't, erase me from existence. Unfortunately for him, wait for it, shots, Citadel, down he goes. Devastating strike, we go down. Did we do enough to pull off a victory, guys? I don't know. We're still losing the fight, and now we have lost our Kagero. But notice the person that the Kagero killed in the process of dying. Yeah, the Iowa. Which leaves no one except 2 one-shot kill cruisers versus this half to 3/4 health battleship with 16-inch guns. Yeah. And one of those cruisers doesn't even have torpedoes. The other one does. But they're going to have to work together if they're going to kill this Colorado. But guys, look at the score right now. What do you notice about the score? The enemy team is winning. Alright? Which means they should be running for their lives, get outside of detection range, quit firing their guns at this Colorado, because neither of them can take a hit from him. You've got to be situationally aware. You have the lead. The only way this battleship can win the match is to kill you. And he's going to have to kill both of you, I believe, in order to flip the score. Well, actually, if he kills both of you, he wins anyway. But I mean, the score is to a point that I don't think he would be able to win just by sinking one of them. He needs to sink both of them. Now, don't ever interrupt the enemy when they're making a mistake, is something that Jingles always says. And fortunately for us, both of these enemy cruisers are like, don't worry, we've got 203 and 210 millimeter, very good armor-piercing rounds. We can kill this Colorado. Can you, though? Oh, wait, you're firing high explosive. Yes, that's what you want to be using. So not only are you sitting in front of the open ocean, in front of a 16-inch battleship, or 16-inch guns of a battleship with no health whatsoever, but you're firing high explosive at them. Really? Now, I know what you're thinking, but Spartan, if they set fires, they can start burning him. Which the likelihood that he keeps the fire going at this point is slim and none. And he takes out the Hipper, which takes away the torpedo threat, and leaves just one single Baltimore to defend against the Colorado. Now, don't get me wrong, the Baltimore, very, very capable of just punting. Why are you firing HE? Well, all you gotta do is hit him. If you look at him funny, he dies. Here we go. One shot. Is he not even gonna, like, respect? Yeah, he's like, no, I only need one gun. That's awesome. Thank you, Colorado, for not flubbing that up in the most epic way possible. Meaning our sacrifice was not in vain. 144,000 damage and 3 kills, top of the leaderboard, with the Kagero and the Colorado coming second and third, respectively. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I will be looking forward to more battles in this ship as we get used to it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy watching them. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.